some of these tips that I'm going to share with you cost me friendships. I'm not even joking. Okay, today we are getting real. We're getting a little bit harsh because I'm going to share with you some social quirks, some social behaviors that you are doing that is costing you popularity, that is causing your friends to cringe, and we gotta knock it off immediately. And I promise you that one of these tips you are totally guilty of on the daily. So pull out a pen and paper, save this video for later, because you're gonna wanna rewatch and make sure that you aren't doing any of these social quirks that are costing you your popularity and making you less popular with your friends at high school. Okay, so the very first thing that you've got to stop doing this if you are doing this is calling people out publicly. This one is huge, and I want you to stop and think, because so many teens do this on the daily, but it's in little ways that they don't even catch it. This is when you're hanging out with your big group of friends and, a friend says something that maybe is a little bit off, like, oh man, I'm really nervous about the test on Tuesday in science. And then you're like, oh, come on now, the test is on Wednesday and it's about this unit, right? You just called that person out, and it was totally unnecessary. Tons of other ways that we do this too, right? Maybe a friend says something like, they're talking to a cute boy. Here's an example that I think you'll get a little bit more. They're talking to their crush, right? And their crush says how much they love fishing, right? And so your friend is like, oh my gosh, yeah, I love fishing too. And you're like, no, you don't. You think fish are so gross and you never do anything outdoorsy. Like, you hate camping. You just called out your friend, and you don't need to. Maybe your friend has disclosed to you that she really doesn't like camping, or, outdoorsy things aren't her thing. Girlfriend, that's really not your place. The only time you should call somebody out is if it's personally affecting your life and your relationship with this person. And if that's the case, it needs to be done in private. So I want you to look for this tomorrow at school. In conversations, people will call us out, and it stings and it sucks and it instantly makes us defensive. It instantly makes us so we're like, oh, I don't want to hang out with Abby. She doesn't have my back. So in little things that it doesn't matter, in little discrepancies, in situations where maybe your friend says something really weird, don't worry about it. Don't call them out, because you calling it out automatically puts you on the outs with those people, because they think, oh, Abby doesn't have my back. Abby's not really my friend because she just called me out and embarrassed me. And there's nothing more that destroys that bank of friendship trust than embarrassing and calling out your friend. We've all been guilty of this one, and it is helping your friends with their crush. Now, this one has cost me friendships, and I that sounds so ridiculous as a grown-up woman now, but it's true, because I had friends where, I disclosed to him that I'm crazy gaga for this guy. And then they would help me and go flirt with him, or go make I can't even talk. Go make obnoxious, oh, Abby, come on over here and talk to us, when they're with that person. And it's just embarrassing. It's a little degrading, because you're like, I got this, girl. Unless I've asked for your help with this crush, do not help me with it, right? I had, on the extreme side, I had a friend that, I told her I really liked this guy. And so she would go and flirt with him and act like she liked him too. And kind of act like, oh, I want to date him. And I don't even remember how, but she'd twist it and be like, oh, well, I'm just trying to help you, because if I'm friends with him, then we all can hang out. And that did not sit well with me. So I know it's really tempting, especially if you're friends with this guy that your friend is crushing on, but don't help them. Unless they've explicitly asked for your help, don't help them. Okay, this tip, I almost wrote don't inappropriately touch people, but that didn't come across in the way I wanted to. So don't pull on people. Now, this is what I mean by that. High school, we really like to touch each other, and I don't mean that in any weird or sexual way. I just mean we're poking each other, we're bumping each other on the shoulders, we're giving hugs. Like, that's awesome. And I actually teach in a lot of my charisma videos and a lot of my popularity videos that appropriate touch, that pat on that shoulder, that little side hug, that, you know, giving your friend like physical support when they need it actually can like go huge for your friendship. It can really connect you. Inappropriate touch in this way of like pulling on your friend is like, have you ever done that when you're walking down the hall and your friend like pulls on your arm and all of a sudden you're coming around in a big hug and it's just awkward and your books fall? Like, some people can take the whole touch and go way too far with it. So I want to encourage you not to pull on your friends, not to tug on them, not to flip their hair all annoyingly, or to like poke them and prod them, and really learn that balance of like an appropriate touch is, you know, hey, how you doing? It's so good to see you. A squeeze on the arm, a hug, but it should be gentle. Even as a little girl, I remember my mom talking to me about this because I used to give people bear, anaconda, snake squeezes as hugs. Like, I just would crush people. And I remember my mom talking to me and just saying, I know you're excited to see people. I know you love them, but let's give gentle hugs. And I was like, of course I was super embarrassed when she told me that, but then I was really grateful because it's true. While yes, every now and then it's so much fun to be in a big bear hug with your friend who likes that, but most people just want, you know, a very gentle touch, a very professional and friendly touch versus this pulling and bugging your backpack and just like, I think you know what I mean because you see it in the halls all the time, but just catch yourself. Just make sure that you are never on the opposite end because you just don't know when it's going to come across as crazy annoying. You just don't know when it's going to totally rub your friend the wrong way or cause you guys to like crash and collide and your books go everywhere. So stop pulling on people. Okay, this one's big, and girlfriend, you got to stop it today. And that is having your phone out when you are with your friends. So we're all victims of this, and we've all done this because our phone is such a safety net. When we pull out our phone, we look cooler, we feel like we are connected, and we don't have to feel awkward that we're not talking to people because we have our phone and maybe we're texting somebody. But be present with your friends. Nothing sends the message more that I don't care, I don't want to be here, you're not as important as what's on my phone, than you having your phone out while you're with your friends. So just don't do it. Okay, showing annoyance. This one got me in so much trouble, and it was a really good awakening for me. But I was being like prideful, I don't know. But there was like a friend or two that I had that they always would just come up and talk to me after school, and it was fine and stuff, and I thought I was being so smart, and I thought I was just being so just like, they can't tell that I'm really like, I don't know, whatever about them, you know, and so I thought I was just being so smart about this. But then one day, this friend whose friend was with me and my brother, she told my brother, she's like, Abbi really doesn't like talking to me, does she? And he like tried to like smooth it over for me and stuff, but she was right. Like, she saw right through me that I was annoyed with her, which shame on me, shame on my part, but like, I think we all have individuals like that we're like, oh my gosh, they're coming to talk to me again, or they're gonna want, like, maybe they break some of these social rules, and so you're just like, I don't know if I can like buoy them up or make them happy right now. I don't know if I'm like up to a conversation with them. That shows through. So my encouragement for you is not to fake it, because obviously people can see through it, but to like find ways to genuinely be excited to see that person, or to like, I don't know, distance yourself a little bit, because I think it's better to just have fewer interactions than to have more interactions and to show that annoyance. So take it from this bad experience that I had, that I was just so blown away that somebody could see right through me, even though I was doing all my my social tricks and all my tactics to get people to like me, and it doesn't work, because when we're annoyed with people, it totally shows through. Low energy. This one will get you. This one will get you all the time. And I bet that you've got friends that are constantly low energy. And one thing that I teach on the opposite scale of this is be high energy, because most people are just like mid-level everyday energy. But you can point out a couple of your friends who have that high energy or exude it when they're around you, and you just feel so excited. You feel like they're genuinely excited to see you. You feel like it's a contagious energy and you want to be around that. So don't be the opposite. Don't be this low energy. Don't be the person that everybody else has to buoy up and support and get you excited to go do things. If you aren't excited about those things or excited to see these people, then you're not in the right group. Then you're not doing the right things, because you should naturally have some energy, and I'm asking you to even elevate that. So just don't be the opposite. Don't have that low energy and your friends are constantly feeling like they're dragging you along, or you're the one that they have to buoy up, or you're the one that they can't read because you're just so, yeah, sure, yeah, no, it was fine. And I get we can all be tired. We can all have tired days, but I believe that you can still physically be tired, but have mental and like social energy. You know, even if you're like, oh my gosh, guys, I am so tired. So I love you, peace out, but I'm going to go home and take a nap, right? Way different than just like, oh yeah, I'm not feeling too great today. Yeah, I think I'm going to go home. You know, like if you do got low energy that day, then like dismiss yourself, because you just really can't afford being that friend that's always low energy. Okay, I dropped some harsh truths today, but it's because I want what's best for you, and I truly know that these little social quirks that we are doing can destroy your popularity, and I don't want that for you, babe, right? We are fighting so hard for our social game in high school that we don't need to detract from it in any way. So please leave me a comment down below on the tip that just like hit you and you are gonna work on, and subscribe if you are a teen looking to master high school and create the life of your dreams. So can't thank you enough for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Abbi J out.